everybody, it's me, Miss Maria. I got a lot of good things today. I actually have a very good surprise for you. But before I give you that surprise, I just want to make sure everybody is logged in. And who's here with me? Is anybody with me yet, Miss Christine?
Not yet.
Not yet. Come on, guys. Let's go ahead and wait a little bit for some people to log in. That way we can actually get started with a few things. There's going to be something very exciting that we're going to do today. Hopefully you'll be able to learn a little bit more on what we're doing. And you can always review all of the stuff that I did from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today's Thursday. I'm a little bit losing it because I'm talking to you and you're not responding to me. So it's a little bit very odd. And I was just telling a friend of mine, I feel silly and because there's no one here. Oh, by the way, look, I got water. Got my water right here. My water. Everybody sees my water. So I don't choke up this time. And then also, look at this. This is called Purell. I've got it here. So we're practicing a lot of safe stuff. So there. So got lots of wonderful things. Is everyone kind of coming in? Who's all in, Miss Christine? That you can see?
Aubrey and Aiden, Katie,
Hi Aubrey, hi Aiden. I'm
Taylor.
glad you guys are sticking through. I know Miko is always on. Autumn J is on. Who else? The Thompsons usually are on.
Taylor Omar is on.
Who?
Taylor Omar.
Oh, hi Taylor. Yeah, Taylor's. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love what we're gonna do today. And if you wouldn't mind, guys, tell your friends that you know that are here at Golden Dragon Defense. Tell them to log in with you guys so we can have a bigger thing, audience. And don't forget, when I'm done, I want you, when we're done all this, I want your mommies and your daddies to please say something wonderful and nice. And please share, okay? Share our Facebook Live and say something nice. So, like, you know, here at Golden Dragon Defense, we are really practicing this word called apathy, okay? That means we're just empathy. I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you pronounce it?
Empathy?
Apathy. All right, whatever. Anyway, that's one of the 8 examples of poor integrity. See, it says the instructor who misrepresents himself and his art by presenting improper techniques to the students because of lack of knowledge or apathy. Okay, so that is what I mean. I'm not saying there's, you know, other instructors that are not good instructors, but I'm just saying that what I mean by this is that we are actually getting together. I want to do this because it's just not about money, really. It's about the love I have for the art, the love I have for my students, and the love I have for my parents and my Golden Dragon Defense family, as well as my loving and wonderful staff and black belt instructors. I haven't seen them in a very long time. And I got to actually speak to Miss Stephanie just a few minutes ago, and it warmed my heart. And so I'm gonna, is everybody kind of logging in?
Yep.
Say hi to everybody. Don't forget, tell everybody, give them a phone call and say, hey, Miss Maria's on and she has a wonderful surprise for us. And who's there? Tell me. Tell me.
The people I told you before, Michael Verdelis.
Hey, Mike, what's
Mary-
going on? You're
Mary
going to love this show.
Mary Beth.
Hi. All right. Well, it's a few minutes already has gone by, and we don't want to take too long. This is a lot of improv because really, this is the very first time I'm doing it. Like Mr. Mike said, I think we're the only ITF school in Maryland that's actually doing a live, somewhat class, and giving a lot of information to our students who can't come and be with us right now. Again, we don't know how long this is going to be. I do have a curriculum plan for you next week. And hopefully I'll have some little bits and pieces of even more better surprises because I just want to keep it going. But are you ready for the surprise?
Yes.
I want to know if they're ready for the surprise, Miss Christine. So I want them to give me a thumbs up or say, yes, Miss Maria, bring out that surprise. Bring out that surprise. Come on. Are you doing it?
Yep.
They are? Who said it?
Nobody yet. But people are watching, so we want the surprise.
People are watching.
Go ahead.
Okay, guys, here it is. We're going to get ourselves started. So I want to introduce to you my surprise, Mr. Kevin Henson. Let's give a big hand. There you go. Hey, guys, look at what we're doing. Do you see what we're doing? Do you see how far apart we are? We are exactly 6 feet away from each other. Aren't we, Mr. Kevin?
We are.
Yeah.
We have spots on the floor.
We have spots on the floor, and Mr. Kevin made sure that he washed his hands and everything and put Purell. That's why we have that. And don't worry, we're not going to come near each other because we're trying to practice what, Mr. Kevin?
Social distancing.
Social distancing. That's what we're doing because we want to be able to give to you guys what we want to teach you. Okay? So what do you think about me and one of the example of the poor integrity, Mr. Kevin, about apathy? What do you think about that?
Actually, I think because when you think of apathy, that means you don't care. And that's pretty bad when an instructor just doesn't teach proper technique or doesn't teach well because they just don't care. The fact that Miss Maria is bringing the classes to the students just epitomizes the fact that how much she cares about the students.
I do, and you know I do. And it's not even about anything like that. I think we're a different school, Mr. Kevin. I think what we're trying to do is build a lot of good human beings, a lot of good warriors, superheroes in this world that sometimes are forgotten, and we have to plant all the seeds of hope in our kids. And if anyone if anyone knows me, my big thing is suck it up, Buttercup. You know, and you guys are just sucking it up, Buttercup, because you're here with us. And I don't know if you guys are surprised. Do you like the surprise, guys? Is everybody liking it?
They say hi.
Hi,
Mr.
I know,
Kevin.
Mr. Kevin. I missed him so much. He was watching me yesterday, and he texted me, and he gave me the Warang code. I thought, oh gosh, he's such a nerd. But I was like, but the smartest and awesome nerd ever. And he said, you know what, Miss Maria, if it's okay with you, we can actually do something together to help and promote Taekwondo. But we have to practice that distancing that everybody needs to stay healthy, right? So we're doing everything that we can. And if you don't mind, are you guys really liking it? Because I'm so excited right now.
They do like it.
I'm so happy. Look at it in the flash. I'm not talking to myself. Oh my God. Mr. Kevin said this reminds him of, did you say, Mr. Kevin?
The show iCarly.
iCarly. I don't know what that is, but I get to talk to Mr. Kevin. But you guys aren't around, and we don't know if you're around, and we don't know who's there. So hopefully everything will be good. So Mr. Kevin actually had this awesome idea, and since I went over all the beginners and advanced, intermediate, and advanced patterns, Mr. Kevin had brought up we might do go ahead, Mr. Kevin, tell them what you think that we're going to do.
The step sparring.
That's very good.
So, and that will be odd because we are going to adhere to the 6 foot distance. So you're going to have to deal with it a little bit.
Yeah.
That we're not actually going to be blocking or striking each other. But I think it'll work.
Well, we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work because we're just diehards. We're going to figure things out. We're just not going to sit around and not do anything.
Don't cross your line.
I'm crossing over.
Don't cross your line.
I just crisscrossed over the 6 foot line. All right. Sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope everyone's tuning in.
Yep.
Hopefully you have called some of the Dragon Warriors.
Ethan Degree says hi. The Steinbach say hi.
Hi guys, I miss you, the Steinbachs and Ethan, my nephew, right?
Juliet and Ty are here.
Hi guys, Kieslers or Kesslers. Good. I like to see that. So Mr. Kevin and I are going to go ahead. Hopefully, Mr. Kevin, they're on their uniform.
Yes. Yes.
You got to do this. If this is supposed to be a class, then I believe that you guys should also be in uniform. It's important that you wear the uniform so we kind of feel that superhero empowerment. This is when we really feel good about ourselves, is when we have our uniform on, actually practicing Taekwondo. I don't know, I have another surprise tomorrow, but you're going to have to just tune in for that one. I think you're going to love this one. But I really do want you guys to continue to... 5 o'clock is our bewitching hour. So I think next week I have a lot of plans. I think I'm going to bring in a couple other people, but we're going to have to stay like away from each other. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the class. And I'm hoping everybody's staying safe and healthy and then doing that hygiene thing that I'm always telling you about. All right, so let's go get started, Mr. Kevin, so we can continue on and do what we need to do.
Absolutely.
To do this for our students. All right. Face front, chariot, kita, kunye, taekwondo. The student knows the taekwondo. I shall observe the tenets of taekwondo. I shall respect my instructors and seniors. I shall never misuse taekwondo. I shall be a champion for freedom and justice, and I shall build a more peaceful world. All right, so face us. Chariot, Saramge, Kumye, Taekwondo. Very good.
Everybody face Miss Maria.
Oh, face me now.
Saramge, Kumye,
Taekwondo. Very good. And everyone, let's go ahead and just warm up a little bit. Hopefully you're doing this with us. Again, we would like to see that you are doing it with us. And so we would like you to take some pictures and send it on our Facebook page if you can. I don't know how it's done because I don't know how to do it. Just bear with me with this live thing because thank God Miss Christine's over there and helping us out. So let's give Miss Christine a big hand, guys.
Hi.
All right, everybody, let's get ready to do some jumping jacks in Korean and begin. Go, Hana, Dul, Set, Net, Dasit, Yasit, Yoga, Yodol, Aha, Yo, and run in place, everybody. Let's do some punches as we're doing that. I feel so much better that I'm not by myself. Woohoo! Awesome. And then stop, hands on your hips. Let's look over to your left and look over to your right. Now look down, face level up, small neck rotations. And then other way. Good job, everybody. Now big shoulder rotations. Awesome. This feels so much better. Other way. Mr. Kevin, you're welcome to say something.
Yeah, well, you got it going. Slow down just a bit.
I know. Hands on your hips, hip rotations. I get so excited.
Yeah.
I get excited, and then at the same, I'm excited you're here. Other way. I know. I'm so happy. I invited Mike Bordellis, who never showed up. Feet together, hands on your knees, knee rolls. Did he reply? All right, other way. Good job, everybody. Now sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
Open up as wide as you can. Ready? With your right hand, grab your right toes and down. Mr. Kevin, you did like my shoes, didn't you, sir?
I do. I like martial arts shoes like that.
Yeah, well, they're really good. You can actually get them.
Thanks. On the Amazon.
Yeah, in the Amazon. I was waiting for somebody to say it right. Amazon.
Amazonian.
Amazon.
Amazonian.
Amazonian.
Up. Other way. Down. I'm so silly. And up, down to the center, down. At least I feel like I'm not by myself, talking to myself, Mr. Kevin.
Well, that's because you're not by yourself. You don't have to feel that way.
Yeah, well, Jesus is with me all the time. But now you're really here in the flesh here, Mr. Kevin. Not that you're Jesus. Up, shake your legs together, point your toes. flex, hands up, and everyone grab your toes. Good job. Make sure you feel the pull back here, guys, because that's where your stretching, that's where your kick is going to be. All right, so make sure you really stretch that back muscle there. Okay, guys? Make sure you do that. And now butterfly stretches. Good job. Woo! So I'm hoping everybody's having a good day. Maybe doing your homework. I know a lot of parents are working at home and probably is liking the fact that this is a little bit of a breakaway from you watching the kids or having the kids engage in something else other than nagging all of you or whatever. But this is a thing that I've always wanted to do, is to make sure that the kids are always engaged in Taekwondo, you know, so.
Well, what's important is that you continue to do it.
Yes.
You know, so it's funny things happen when you take time off, and that keeps going on. So
We
continue to do
tend to
it.
be lazy.
Yeah.
You know, we tend not to, not everybody's self-motivated. So I try to motivate myself, and I'm thinking there's some that are not like me. So I figured, especially kids, are not just going to do it. It's good that we're here to do it with them, and then they feel a lot better. And you guys don't feel so far apart. All right, everybody stand up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. A little bit of warm up, so that way Mr. Kevin and I can actually do what we wanted to show you today. So I don't know, Mr. Kevin, should we go like just basic kicks?
Absolutely.
So we can just do maybe 5 kicks each leg.
I think that's fantastic.
Okay, hey guys, we're gonna do it. Okay, ready? Right leg back, extend yelling. Hiya! Front rising kick with the back leg. So it's the back leg that goes up and down. And make sure you always go back in the guarding block, because that is actually the proper way. Doing something like this and then like that. Did you see that? Did you see that? What just happened? This went like this and then like that. That's not really it.
No.
It has to go into a guarding block, Mr. Kevin. I mean, and sometimes we see our students doing that. And so we got to make sure we tell them in the guarding block. So just bring your hands up in front of you and then bring it out. So got it, everybody? So actually bring it in here and then coming out and make it into a good fighting stance. All right, front rising kick. Ready? Hana. Dun. Set. Net. Yelling on the guarding block. Go. Hiya! Jump, change, yelling, go. Hiya! Look at that. We are 6 feet away from one another. So make sure you realize that we are practicing social distancing. That's what the governor wants us to do. Ready? Front rising kick, up and down, and hopefully you're all with me.
Keep the back leg straight.
Oh, keep the back leg straight. That's right, Mr. Kevin, I forgot about that. So keeping your back leg straight, hands up at all times. Ready? Hana! Dun! Set! Net! Yelling, go! Hiya! Jump, change, yelling, go! Hiya! All right, this is called a turning kick. A turning kick is just you make sure you pivot your front foot. You're kicking on a 45-degree angle. Again, Mr. Kevin, would you like to let him know what part of the foot is going to make contact with the opponent?
So there's actually two parts of the foot that might make contact. The first one would be the instep, which is your laces. That's with the toes pointed when you kick. The other one is for the turning kick, the bottom ball. And if you notice, when I do my turning kicks, I always use the bottom ball, because if you're hitting something hard or breaking boards or actually hitting the pads, hitting with the bottom ball gives more power.
Yes, I agree. So everyone understands that. And so we're going to count, and don't forget to pivot your front foot. Why? Because we want to make sure we open up our hip flexors to avoid a lot of injuries. And a lot of places don't tell you to do that. So I want to make sure I tell you that so that you're able to preserve your hip. So here we go. Hana. Dun. Set. Net. Yelling on the guarding block. Go!
Hey.
Hiya! Jump, change, yelling, go! Hiya! Oh my gosh, this feels so much better knowing that I have somebody with me. Ah, you have no idea. I don't feel so cuckoo anymore. Even though 2, 3, 4. Yelling on the guarding block. Go! Aya! Jump, change, yelling, go! Aya! Vertical kick with a reverse foot sword. All right, guys. Mr. Kevin, what part of the foot are we kicking with? That way everybody knows, because you're my technical guy.
So we're kicking with the instep, which is the inside of the foot. What's interesting about the vertical kick versus the crescent kick, they look identical. The application is what is different. So on the crescent kick, we are attacking across. I'm sorry, on the vertical kick, we're attacking across. On the crescent kick, we're actually pulling down and pulling a guard down. So the application is what's different.
That's cool. So we're going to do a crescent kick.
We are.
So that's...
That's down. That's pulling the guard down. So if you
So
imagine,
let's do just a vertical kick with a reverse foot sword, which is just
all the way across.
all the way across because it's a beginner's kick.
You got it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yelling on the guarding block. Go!
Hey.
Hiya! Jump change. Hiya! Same thing. Let's do that back leg. Is everyone still with me? Very good. We have more viewers.
Gage is now on. Gage Williams.
Gage! Hi, buddy. We all miss you, bud. Look what we have. It's Mr. Kevin.
I like to say hi to Kat and Luke. They're
Oh,
out there somewhere.
Kat! Hi, Kat. Hi, Luke. Oh, look, see, he didn't forget you. He loves you guys so much. And so do I. I love each and every one of you. All right, ready? Pivot. Does she come on or does she log on?
Yeah, through Facebook.
Oh.
I don't know how. I don't have that.
I only have it because of this snow chain. Ready? Pivot the front foot, back leg, out to in kick, vertical kick with a reverse foot sword.
Yes, ma'am.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yelling on the guarding block. Go! Hiya! Jump, change, yelling, go! Hiya! All right. This next kick is going to be a snap kick. What is the strongest kick?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And this is your first board break as a yellow belt here at Golden Dragon Defense. And it's the bottom ball. Again, like what Mr. Kevin said, there's different parts of the foot, but this time it's the bottom ball. So what I need you to do is kind of like tap the floor with your bottom ball, and that's your actual contact with an opponent or a surface or board. Ready, snap kick, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yelling on the guarding block. Go! Hiya! Jump, change, yelling, go! Hiya! How are you liking this so far, Mr. Kevin?
I love it.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
We're kicking. We're doing it.
I know, we're doing it. We're having our workout. Thank goodness I'm not the only one. All right, in your guarding block, we're going to do a snap kick with the back leg. Ready? Make sure it's the bottom ball, guys, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yelling on the guarding block. Go! Hiya! Jump, change, yelling, go!
Miss Maria,
Hiya! Yes, sir.
in Korean,
In Korean.
a front snap kick is an apcha chariga. Charigi.
Oh, apcha charigi. Apcha charigi. That means snap kick, right?
Front snap kick.
Front snap
Front
kick.
snap kick. Ap means front,
Ap means front in Korean.
and it's actually apcha busiji.
Apcha pushigi.
Apcha busiji.
I don't know how this guy knows this stuff, but you know what? We all need to learn Korean words, and Mr. Kevin is actually, like I said earlier, in the week, we're going to recreate our curriculum, sir, in putting in Korean words.
I would love it.
And then that way, my students, if you were to go in different places, if they say things in Korean, you will know what that means. Okay? So we're gonna do that. So the next kick is called what did I say? We didn't do a kick yet. Right, I didn't do it. So we're gonna do a side turning kick. We're gonna do a side turning kick where we have to really pivot the whole foot. You know, I call it a 5-step program. So that's what I say. So it's pivot, knee up, turn, kick, chamber, and bring it back. That's 5 moves. All right? So we're going to do it, and I'm going to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Told you it's a 5-step program.
I love it.
So we're going to do the side turning kick with the back leg, everybody. Make sure you keep your hands up. If you keep forgetting, put your hands up. Just hold on to your shirt or dobak, and that will eventually teach you to keep your hands up at all times. And then there'll come a time where you don't need to hold your shirt because you're going to keep your hands up at all times.
For some of our more advanced students, watch out for dropping your backhand. It'll pull you off balance.
That's very true.
So a lot of our advanced students like to kick high, which I love. But you got to watch your backhand because it'll go down. The front hand will stay up, but the backhand will go down and it'll pull you off balance.
Yep, and I've seen that as well with our beginners as well, Mr. Kevin. So we have to keep our hands up at all times. So make sure you keep your mind focused on keeping your hands up as well as doing the right technique. All right, everybody, I'm going to count, and we're going to do the kick together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yelling on the guarding block. Go. Hiya.
Hey.
Jump, change, yelling, go. Hiya. Ready, side turning kick with the back leg. Everybody's there. Still good. All right, Miss Christine, anybody saying anything wonderful and nice?
Katie came up with a title for your show.
Okay, what's the title name?
Black Belt Banter.
Black Belt Banter. What does that mean?
That means we're talking back and forth and we're bantering.
Oh.
That's because that's what we do.
Okay, black belt bantering. I was like, okay, if I only knew what that meant. Bantering. Like talking together or
Yeah.
bad talking?
Talking back,
Just
like talking.
Talking. Oh, okay. All right, ready? Thank you, Katie. We're going to do a side turning kick. So pivot the front foot. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yelling on the guarding block. Go. Hiya. Jump, change, yelling, go. Hiya. Is there one more kick? It's a vertical
Vertical
kick.
kick with the foot sword.
Correct, sir. Can you demonstrate that for everybody?
I certainly can. Just like Miss Maria said on the vertical kick with the reverse foot sword, we're going to open up our front foot to about 45 degrees. We lift our knee along that same angle and then throw our kick across in order to throw it properly.
That's wonderful. You did that really nicely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ready? Vertical kick with a foot sword. Hey, Cat, he's doing great. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yelling on the guarding block. Go. Hey. Jump, change, yelling. Back leg, vertical kick. Are you guys doing this? Because you guys better be doing this, not just watching it. You got to do the kick. Do exactly what we're doing. Because that's what we're doing for you.
Absolutely. And doing it properly. We're breaking it down as well.
Yeah, we're breaking it down step by step. So it's even better than actual class because sometimes we don't have always the time to do it this way. So now we get to do it and you guys get to break it up in a way that you can do it at home. So make sure you practice all these little movements that we're showing you. Vertical kick with a foot sword. Ready? 1, 2, block. Go! Aya! Puddle! That's actually the white belt curriculum for kicks. So,
Well, what's also great about that is most of our advanced kicks are built right off of all of those kicks.
that is very true, Mr. Kevin, and a lot of our intermediate and advanced students don't realize that. You know, if you don't have the strong foundation from the beginning of these kicks, it becomes really, really sloppy as you go up in rank. And again, we're stressing the fact that we need to look and learn our fundamentals first.
Absolutely.
And now, Mr. Kevin and I are going to go over what, you want to do the step sparring now, Mr. Kevin?
Absolutely, we can do that.
Yeah, because we don't want to keep you guys out there too long, because otherwise we're going to be just like our ratings will drop like the stock market, and we don't want that to happen. It's tanking. So I don't know if you guys have any parents out there have any stocks invested. I know I do, and I'm not gonna let myself get stressed out because once we bounce back, you're a banker. You know that there's these ups and really lows, and then it comes up, and then ups and downs, and then
It will. It's a roller coaster that's going on right now, but it was up today,
It
so
is up
we
today.
can build upon that and hopefully go forward.
we're gonna do that. See, we're gonna do that. So Mr. Kevin had an idea. So Mr. Kevin's idea is to introduce to you.
So when Miss Maria and I went to, and the other black belts went to the IIC, what we learned was that there was an updated way of doing step sparring.
Yes, sir.
So you know there are a couple of changes. They're minor changes. There's not much difference.
Right.
It actually makes it a little more
Easier to learn.
easier for everyone.
I think so.
I think so too. I mean, when you only have, regardless of your belt level,
Yes, it's everybody doing it.
everybody does it. You always have one counter. So
Yes.
regardless of your, advanced, intermediate, or beginner, it's always one counter. And there are a couple little changes with 2 steps and 1 step sparring. 3 step sparring is pretty much the same, but again, it has that one counter.
Correct. But every school actually adds on to it.
Yes.
And I'm not a typical martial artist. And I don't think Mr. Kevin is a typical martial artist. So in the beginners, there'll be just one. So we'll break it down. Today we're just gonna do 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Okay? It's called 1 step, 2 step, 3 step with only 1 counter. Each 1 step will have 1 counter. Each 2 step will have 1 counter. And each 3 step will have 1 counter. So we're gonna make sure that you know this. I know your minds are going, what? But it's actually quite easy. When we do the 3-step motion, and I'm gonna do this with Mr. Kevin, okay? So, 차례, come here.
Tae Kwon. Social distancing.
Social distancing, sorry. Now, he can either measure off or I can measure off, whichever way we go ahead, explain that.
So one of the things that when we get into the upper belts, then we're going to show you guys is if Miss Maria opens up her right foot and steps out with her right foot, that means I step out with my left foot. She just told me that I'm defending and she's attacking. Okay, so by opening the left side, she just told me that she's either attacking or defending. If it's left side, it is defending.
So let me just preface that. So we said 차렷, kumye, Tae Kwon. If I move first and I move my right leg, that means I attack Mr. Kevin. Everybody got that? All right. Now, 차렷, kumye.
Tae Kwon.
If I move my left leg, that means I want Mr. Kevin to attack first. Everybody understand? Okay, so it's either right or left. If it's right, you attack. If it's left, you defend. Got it? Good. Just making sure that you know those little tiny cues.
Little cues, yes.
Cues, little cues, okay? So, I'm going to have Mr. Kevin block. We're going to do 3-step sparring. Okay? Now, when he blocks, okay, it's similar to what we did as a white belt, okay? But he can, as they go progress in the level, they can block in an advanced level, okay? So let's just do beginners, okay? So, I go first, that means I attack, and I step back, okay? Same thing, 3-step sparring. That means I attack Mr. Kevin 3 times. This is the new stuff I was telling you about. Isn't this great? All right, so, up. Look at that. Look what he did. He blocked. You see that? He blocked. Ready? And then I look, and we're still far apart from each other, aren't we, Mr. Kevin?
We are.
Ready? Now I go again. And then the third. So there it is. Huddle. We're still 6 feet apart from each other. So there you go. Mr. Kevin actually did 1 attack. One counter. I did the 3 attacks. All right? Now watch this. Watch this. This is called the 2-step. Okay? This go ahead, explain that.
So for 2-step, as black belts and as you guys are going to learn, we know it's going to be 2-step sparring as soon as we go into an L stance, okay, a Nyunja Soji. So as soon as we do that, it alerts the black belt or to the opponent that you're now doing 2-step sparring. Now I want to harp on the words 2-step. It requires 2 steps. So, and again, I drop back in an L stance regardless if I'm going to start off with a punch or I start off with a kick.
Do you hear that, guys? So when you see Mr. Kevin go back that way or your opponent go that way, that means he's going to do 2-step sparring, okay? When you see me go in a walking stance, that's 3-step sparring. So I'm hoping you guys are figuring it out. Walking stance is 3-step sparring. Guarding block, getting ready to fighting stance, that is called 2-step sparring. Now watch how this works. So we're gonna go back, and so Mr. Kevin is gonna step forward and do 2-step sparring. He's gonna come up and attack twice.
Up.
Aya. Did you see that? Did you see that, guys? All right. So now I get to attack Mr. Kevin 1 counter, right? Aya.
And notice the application of that counter. What we're looking for here are the openings.
At the opening, what is available? Huddle. Look at that. 6 feet away from each other. That's perfect.
I'd like to just make another point to this.
Go ahead.
The 2 steps. So if I would have attacked Miss Maria in this way, 1, 2, that is not 2-step. That's 1 step.
That's good.
Okay? So the correct way to do this would be 1 step forward, 2.
Stepping.
So that makes the 2 steps.
Does everybody understand that? Isn't this fantastic? Who's with me, guys? Who's with us? You can.
Mrs. Dharmafal joined.
Hi, Heidi. You better make sure you look at this video today because it's really full of information that Mr. Kevin and I are actually doing this together to show you the changes that we're going to be making. I think it's going to be fantastic, and you get to practice this at home before we actually come back.
Absolutely, you're going to be ahead of the curve.
You're ahead of the curve if you're looking at our videos and continually practicing every day. Go back to Monday's class, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thursday was new. This is new because of my surprise. So, and it was a good thing Mr. Kevin said, this is a good time that it was an awesome time to introduce this new change with the step sparring. Okay, so you got the 3-step sparring, and Mr. Kevin and I did, and then you had 2-step sparring. Now 3-step sparring is you're in a guarding, walking stance,
Godam
right?
Soji.
Godam Soji. Now, if you are doing the two-step sparring, you're in a right leg L stand called what?
Nayunja Soji.
Nayunja Shuji. No one can take me seriously. And so now you get to do one-step sparring.
Yes.
Now, one-step sparring, this is going to be really awesome. This is mostly for like our advance because there's no cue. However, because let's say for example, we don't know each other. Okay? I don't know what he's going to do. He's not going to know what I'm going to do. But we sure want to make each other look good. Okay? So we're going to kind of cue each other. All right? So go ahead and explain, since you explained the first and second, so explain this first.
So when you do know your opponent, they're just going to attack, and you're going to just perform a technique. You know, so that would be your block followed by one counter or your particular counter. If you don't know your opponent and you want the cues that are working on, you can speak to your opponent,
yes,
or to your partner in order to say, you know, a hand technique or a foot technique or something of that nature. As you go up in belt ranks, though, it gets really cool as black belts to just react. That regardless, we don't know what's coming, we are just going to react. And it's absolutely appropriate to react in a very quick and substantial
Video.
Uh-oh.
Okay, got it. I got it.
We're back.
All right,
We're back.
There's
Sorry.
a glitch. I told you we're not very good at this, but we're back. So what Mr. Kevin was referring to is that an attack, if let's say for example he and I know each other and I just react and he just blocks and counter one, all right? Or if we don't know each other, I'm going to tell him, or he's going to tell me how to attack, and then he blocks and counter one. So go ahead, Mr. Kevin. You can tell me what to do.
Let's do an inward strike with the right hand.
Up.
Aye. Aye. So
There it is.
In that instance, what I did was block and then counter. However, if Miss Maria were to strike with a obverse punch with the right hand, okay, I can immediately block and counter at the same time. So that's appropriate as well.
So basically, it's like quick instinctual movements. As you go up in rank, you have to have instincts, and I think that's what the advanced technique
Yes.
is for. The one step is to develop instinctual movements. Okay, so it's a reaction. It's a reaction that we want all of our black belts in the in the ITF. They want us to have that as black belts, to have instinct.
And if you notice, all attacks are coming from a parallel stance. So at no point in time in one-step sparring are we dropping back into the L stance, because in this stance, Nayonja Soji, we know it's two-step sparring.
Yep.
So if I only did one step, you know, I'd be defeating the purpose. I would be confusing my partner. So we're always going to be in the parallel stance.
Yep. And it also, now, since we're in advanced move with one step, I can do a jumping kick from here.
Absolutely.
You know, he can tell me to jump, he can tell me to do whatever. The movements becomes instinctual, really. So that's what you need to understand. So that's what we did grit today. We did, we did a warm up. We did great kicks, wonderful kicks, and we also introduced to you 3-step, 2-step, and 1-step sparring. So that's something that I want you guys to work on. And I want to thank Mr. Kevin for being here. If you notice, we have stayed away from each other within 6 feet distance, practicing our social distancing, and we're staying within our rules. So if anybody has any questions for Mr. Kevin and I, we're going to go ahead and have like a few minutes to actually answer a few questions.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and give us a question. Mr. Kevin, I'm going to put it down. Go
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am. Thank you.
No questions
No
right now.
questions?
Wow.
No questions? No, not one question at all. Okay, nobody's.
Remember in your step sparring that if you notice we were doing proper stances.
Oh, yeah.
When it was a walking stance, it was a proper walking stance. If it was an L stance, it was a proper L stance. Even though step sparring is intended to get you ready for combat, you're still utilizing the techniques from your patterns. You're actually doing the moves in your patterns. So make sure you do that properly.
Yeah. So again, work on your fundamental techniques as far as kicks is concerned. Watch your techniques in moving and pivoting, keeping your hands up. Go over the 3-step, 2-step, and 1-step sparring. And we look forward to seeing everybody again. Mr. Kevin and I really, I know I miss him, he misses me, and look, we were able to see each other at a distance, but still saw it. And earlier, I got to talk to Miss Steph. That was awesome. And hopefully tomorrow, I want to have another surprise for you all. And we just miss you. I know if I miss you, I know Mr. Kevin misses you, and he wouldn't be here if he didn't. And that's the really wonderful thing is the best part about Golden Dragon Defense is that we are a family, and I know I include all my black belts, Mr. Kevin, Mr. Bill, Mr. Matt. Oh, he's not with us. Oh,
He's still with us.
He's with us. He's with us. I know. And then Mr. Joe. And believe it or not, Mr. Robbie is my black belt too.
Mr. Taylor.
And Mr. Taylor, my bunky boy. So I know they love Taekwondo. I know that they would do everything and anything to make sure that we give you the best of what we know and make it fun, so that way learning and building you to be better people, stronger, faster martial artists. And we hope that people are actually tuning in. And hey, guess what, guys? At the end, make sure you share it. Share this video with everybody. Every time we're on, share it, like it, and tell them that we're awesome. that we're doing everything we can to love and care for you and continuing your training program. So I'm hoping that you guys can do that. We're really pioneering. I think we're pioneering in the arts, especially here doing this in Maryland. I know there's a few other martial arts school that's not even, that's not ITF. It's actually kind of following suit, following the trend, and it's a good thing, and I really want to make sure everyone else does that, because you know what, there are other kids out there that really wants to do this.
Well, that's a great idea, is have your friends log in and just see if they like it.
Yeah, there you go. Have your friends log in and take class with us. That'll be a great way. It's a buddy learning.
It's a virtual buddy month.
Virtual buddy month. Oh, you're brilliant.
Thank you.
Caddy's brilliant. All right, guys, if there's no other questions, Mr. Kevin and I would like to go ahead and end the class, and make sure you tune in and log in again for my other surprise for you tomorrow. And share, like this always, so other people can see that we really truly care about each and every one of our students, and hopefully they'll join us so that they'll be a part of our Golden Dragon Defense family. All right, guys, let's end it. Chariot, Tae Kwon, 5 tenets of Taekwondo, Hana, courtesy, duel,
integrity,
set,
perseverance,
net,
self-control,
tacit.
and nominal spirit.
Very good. And face us, Chariot, Samamge, Kumye, Tae Kwon. Very good. And
Miss Maria,
Chariot,
Samungye Kumye,
Tae Kwon. And class dismissed. Mwah. Hey, wait, one more thing. Let's do elbow.
We can't go
I know,
this-
just going like this.
All right.
Good, everyone. And we're elbowing everybody. All right, now on 3, say cheese. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Good night.